And then Chill Filtered Podcast. Don't know them yet. I don't think they.
Who's that? Yeah, are they even Patreon subscribers?
I don't think so. Actually, they are. If we're being honest, they said red tail or red tailed, as opposed to just the red tailed hawk. Welcome once again to Chill Filtered, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should. You probably are. Hey, we like you. Great looking episode coming on today. We got
great looking good.
Yeah, looking good, Brian. Looking good, Cole. No, we have a unreleased, unannounced. I mean, it's semi-announced because a lot of creators have gotten this sample. But we got a personal email with this sample. Just saying. And this is from Found North, one of our favorite whiskey companies. And they are amazing. We'll get into the history of that. But before we get to anything, let's say some business. Subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube and you want to support a small channel that wants to grow, wants to be bigger, that's one way you can help us. Whether you are listening for the first time, the fourth time, you're hooked, or the millionth time. If you're not subscribed, we would love your vote. And that's the business for this week. This will be our 7th Found North episode in just over a year.
Crazy.
Yeah, they put out some good stuff. We've done an episode on every release since Found North Batch 7 when we brought on Nick Taylor, where I brought on Nick Taylor when Robbie dipped the week. Not dipped. We love Robbie. But he stepped away from the episode before, or since, like, that was the first episode without Robbie, was the Found North Batch 7 episode. We've done Batch 8. We've done Peregrine. We've done all of them with the Helldiver release. We've done every batch. So yeah, technically we've covered every single pour besides single barrels and besides the 6S that Found North has done. And we've done Batch 9, Batch 10 recently. And now we're covering this. So I'm excited. But anyway, that is exciting. I'm excited. It'll be announced maybe potentially even the day this is released, the name of this collection bottle of the High Altitude Collection. Brian.
And of course, we will update the title of this if it does get released so that you'll see it when you click on it. But we don't even know what it is.
We don't even know. We knew last time with Helldiver, but we don't know this time. Yeah.
I even chatted with Chris Riesbeck on the phone yesterday, or Thursday, and I ended up bringing it up. I was like, "Oh yeah, the new one. Yeah, we got the samples. Yeah, thank you so much." And I was like, "Please say the name. Please say the name. Just tell me what the name is." And he didn't even say what it was. So I genuinely have no idea what the name is right now.
It was fun the last the Helldiver episode where Nick Taylor accidentally let it out, and we're like, "Oh, we'll have to bleep it."
Yeah, right. It was so funny too because like you bleeped it out, but you could still see his mouth go Helldiver.
But you wouldn't have caught on.
I know. Yeah,
like, no one would have thought of that if they were reading
lips or something. Yeah, right.
So yeah, how's your week been?
Yes, good. Okay, so this week in Phoenix, if you're a whiskey connoisseur, you saw somewhere, one way or another, that Fry's has begun their raffles. That was this morning. Yeah, one of them was this morning. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. So
did you get a Weller single barrel?
No, but those are going around. Did you say that on purpose?
No.
So yeah, Weller single barrel is showing up in places
on like shelves
in drops.
Weird.
No, sorry, it's not like really showing up. It's just that like I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I've seen a lot of buzz about it. I've heard rumors of it showing up. I haven't actually seen it. I haven't gotten any. I don't know, but I wondered if you said it because you knew that like you'd seen the buzz too.
Nah, I don't see buzz like you do.
Buzz. See, I'm all about the buzz.
I wish, dude. I had
anyway.
buzz.
Although, yesterday. Go ahead.
No.
No, no.
I recently somehow accidentally reinstated my old Facebook.
Oh wow.
So I'll have to talk to you about that. Of it picked up where I left off in 2013 or
Dang.
2014 is when I quit Facebook. And then
10-year
recently I was like,
anniversary.
yeah, I was like doing something and I was like, maybe I forget what I was doing. Oh, I was working with my Instagram account and figuring out what was going wrong with my Instagram account. And I accidentally logged back into Facebook, which I had legitimately quit 10 years
Yeah.
ago and said, do not save my data. I am not interested in rejoining Facebook. And then it was like, hey, you're back where you left off.
Here's all your old data.
yeah, no, 100%. All my old photos, all my old videos,
Yeah.
everything is back where it was on Facebook. I haven't touched
Wow.
anything since that point. I basically have scrolled my feed like 5 times since a few months ago where it like accidentally reinstated. But I got to talk to you about that because maybe we could work something out where I can get a little bit of ear to the ground on certain things.
Yeah,
so.
that'll be worthwhile. Literally the only reason I have Facebook is because of whiskey reasons.
Mhm.
I literally the only thing I
Yeah.
do on Facebook is whiskey things. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's a tool for that purpose for me, and I think it could be that for you too. If you want, let me know.
No, I'm into that because
Yeah.
I have no other use for Facebook.
Yeah, me
Nor
too.
have I missed it even for
Right.
10 years.
I do not care what my high school friends are up to.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
And
unless they're
even if I
drinking whiskey,
did, I would
actually.
call that high school friend or maybe text that high school friend,
Yeah,
but I am not
exactly.
interested
I know,
in
like the
that
happy
route.
birthday thing, everybody would like leave a message on your
Yeah.
wall, happy birthday. It's like, no, I text people happy birthday if
Yeah.
I still know their number.
Mhm. And you know their birthday, which makes it even more special, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I quit 10 years ago because I basically thought everything I post on Facebook is boasting, is bragging about something. And I was like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that's like, hey, I'm traveling to, Denver, Colorado today. Or here's my photo of me and my friends doing this fun thing. I was like, I don't want to be that guy that every single thing he posts is bragging.
Exactly.
And plus, like the worry would be that I have all these friends and can't connect with them. But I was like, no, it is honest. Like what you were saying, it is better to connect beyond Facebook. If I actually, and I do care, the friends that I have, I do care, but like
Yeah.
it's a little less intentional on Facebook. And I was like, if
Yeah.
I want to be more intentional and less braggy, and it wasn't like I was posting like crazy things, but I realized that every single thing I posted, I wanted people to see because it
Exactly.
was showing off to some extent. So I was like, I'm done. So that was 10 years ago. Yeah. And I'm back, baby. No, seriously, don't friend me on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was saying like Facebook using it as a tool. I think it'll be good
Mhm.
for you to be able to like
Yeah,
get in where I'm at and see what I see and stuff. It'll be
totally.
fun to
I'm
keep
into
your ear
that.
to the ground and stuff like that.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm so thankful though. I have Facebook friends who's either they or their wives, someone in the couple just can't help but always be posting just absurdly beautiful pictures of their children and like
Nice.
look how wonderful my life is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Silly. I
hate
mean,
that.
it's simple. Yeah. No,
It's
it's
like
true because I mean, they say like, and the funniest thing is that they say that the people that post the happy, my life is great photos are actually the least happy people.
that is what I think
Don't want to
about
say it,
every time.
but I said
Every
it.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
anyway.
except everyone except what's his name? That beautiful man. I mean, I believe his life is amazing because of those pictures. Everyone is photogenic in that family. Oh, what is his name? He's totally listening right now.
All you on this one. I don't but I remember having this
Oh,
conversation
he's
the
so
other day
beautiful.
about the
Yeah,
beautifulness, but yeah,
dude. I gotta figure it out. I forget what his name is.
yeah.
Brand?
All
No, it's
right.
not Brandon.
You'll figure it out eventually while I tell
Mm.
you
Drew
my
Toland. He's
hey, there you
living the
go.
life. Drew Toland is the genuine like face or Instagram account. Drew Toland is so beautiful, and so is his wife and kids that you're like, everything must be amazing for him. He doesn't post, he doesn't overpost either. So like I'm not gonna actually stand by what I said of like those are the most unhappy people. Like he's not like over posting, but when he does post, you're like, holy crap, you guys are photogenic. So anyway,
Nice.
Drew, we love you.
Yes. Now that we've backpedaled just the right amount.
Honest. No, but that's the thing is like the people that post those, like, my life is so happy. They're posting like every week, if not more than that. But like Drew doesn't.
Totally.
He posts when he has a kid.
Nice.
So anyway.
Cool. Let me tell you about my extravagant entry buzz. So, well, actually, no, we were talking about fries raffles. This leads into it a little bit. So, fries raffles have begun. Yeah. They're the pre-Christmas fries raffles. And the guy who puts them on, Mark, I don't remember his last name, from Fries. He's not Viertaler. Absolutely. I was chatting with him yesterday or today, and I was like, hey, so are you going to do more of these in January? Because last year they did them in like late January, early February. And he said, I don't know. I guess if I get more, I will. But he had enough BTAC and Pappy allocations that he decided to do a pre-Christmas raffles at Fries.
What you showed me wasn't BTAC, though.
So you're right. You're right that I didn't even know that BTAC was going to be there until yesterday. What did I show you?
You showed me like the best thing they were selling was like Russell's 15 and limited edition 4 Roses.
We are talking about two different things.
Oh, the Total Wine was what we were
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pause on the Total Wine stuff. And for the Fries stuff, so they're doing tons and tons of Pappy and BTAC raffles right now. The first one was on Wednesday. First one was on Thursday. Second one was today. And and then there's 2 next week, and then there's one more the following week after that. If you would like more information about this, reach out to us on Instagram so I can tell you where to go to put your name in the raffle.
Phoenix area.
Yeah, if you're in the Phoenix area, of course. But anyway, I went with Brian Duncan, of course. Brian and I went and put our names in the raffle. We didn't wait in any lines because we're kind of against waiting in lines these days. But no wins for either of us. Neither of us got any calls, and we did.
Maybe it'll be like that one time where you get called back later, and they're like, "Hey, I got an Eagle Rare 17 for you." But anyway,
I know, right?
I digress.
Okay. One finger remains crossed for a situation like that. But anyway, no calls for us. We did we chat with a bunch of friends while we were there and everything, and a couple of people won some stuff. I heard of a guy winning a William LaRue Weller and a GTS and a Handy and everything. One guy won a Pappy 20 and everything. Ooh. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. But anyway, nothing for either Brian or me for now, at least. But this is I'm only going to be able to make 3 of these. And so I've already been to 2 of the 3. So my chances are looking not so great this year. But while I was there, still in the runnings. While I was there, I was able to do a little swapperoo with a buddy here. And I ended up with myself one of these.
Beautiful. Do you know how rare those are?
I know. So
I am convinced that those are the rarest of the antique collection, and it has been the case over the years. They are delicious.
And I believe you're correct on that. And if you're only listening on podcast and you're not watching on YouTube, you missed me holding up a Sazerac 18.
2024, so
I did. I did. It was a 2024 SAS. So I did a little swapperoo with a buddy and ended up with one of these here. And what I had also done is procured for myself to share with Brian, my other SAS 18 buddy who loves SAS 18, a tanked batch of SAS. Ooh. So it's from 2007.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Ooh, that's a vintage right there.
I know. If I remember correctly, and I don't remember things very often, 2007 was the second year of, I guess 2006 was that original gigantic batch, and then they tanked it all. And so 2007 was like the first repeat year. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, they were both very good.
Totally.
And I'm happy to say neither one was substantially better than the other. They
Uh-huh.
were just both good for their own different reasons.
Yeah.
One was the 2007 was way more candy fruity, but
Mhm.
the 2024, man, it's so weird. I'd like to talk about such difference in ages there.
Oh my goodness,
2007,
17 years. Yeah,
I know.
it's
But
crazy.
anyway, the 2024 is way more musty,
Nice.
dark, like stewed apricots
Yeah.
was the primary
Nice.
differential note that I got on
Mhm.
2024 relative to the 2007.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy to know the tanked was good in its own way, but really really happy with the fall 2024 size 18. It's
Nice.
delicious. But of course, since he was here anyway, we started drinking other stuff too, and
Mhm.
he found one of these Russell's
Yeah.
10s with the LLME laser coat on
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
You down with that? You know what that means?
Yeah, apparently, I think it was Rare Bird 101 was like, "Hey, check out these LLMEs." I don't know who else said it, but at least he did. And I was like,
Yeah.
"I gotta find me one," but I haven't found me one.
Yeah. So I got one right here, and Brian just left it with me because he found like
Nice.
6 at a gas station today. But
Baller.
I'm not sure I've ever had Russell's 10 before.
Dude,
And
it's
I will
good.
say I love the nose. The
Yeah.
nose is like a just delicious cherry oak. It's very nice nose.
So I've realized, and I think I wrote this on my secret sampler best favorite distilleries. I think it really these days, it might change, but these days my favorite distilleries are Buffalo Trace and then Wild Turkey. And
Nice.
I know Marco and AZ is probably smiling right now because he was like the one that was like trying to get me into Wild Turkey 101. And I don't know if I love Wild Turkey 101, but I do love Wild Turkey juice, especially well-aged Wild Turkey juice. So,
Nice. For
yeah,
me, that's Patrick Slugifus. He's
nice.
the one who's always been like, dude, Russell's so good. And I've
Yeah,
always been like, yeah, I don't know. And then I like totally came around on Russell's
nice.
15. And he's like, I
Oh,
can't believe it took you
that'll
this long
change
to
you.
come around.
Dude, it'll like Russell's 15. I'm so glad I got a bottle before the hype just blew
Yeah,
up on that. And
totally
I
blew
got it
up.
for 250 with plus
Yeah.
tax and all that. But yeah, I will hold
Yeah.
on to. Oh, I switched it recently. I have it downstairs in my collection. I don't have it right
Oh,
now.
nice. Nice.
But
Yeah.
it is so good.
So
So
the
uh
other deal, I did another
oh,
swapperoo
that's right.
for one of these, a
You gonna send me some of that?
Cam Nelson B. So I am going to send you some
Okay,
of that
okay, okay.
because you might have noticed when I held it up,
There's a
it's still
little
got
bit
the seal.
missing.
No, it's still got the seal
Oh,
on
there's
it.
that.
Uh,
Oh,
I
are you gonna
was
wait for the episode?
no, well, I gotta. How's that gonna work?
I don't blame you. It's Camp Nelson, so
I was too afraid to open it. It's like the
yeah,
same values at 15, and I
yeah,
wanted to make sure I wasn't making a mistake. So
nice.
I got a sample from somebody else, buddy that I got on a Discord server. And so he sent me a sample of the Camp Nelson B, and it's good. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a little more the differentiating note for me between
Mhm.
15 and Camp Nelson B was
Nice.
maple. I was
Okay.
getting more of a maple brown sugar on Camp Nelson B, and I get way more fruit on the
Mhm.
15. But I will say the amount of off-putting, if you look from negative in, just how
Yeah,
negative can I get on this whiskey? I feel
totally.
like it's the same amount of negative between the two whiskeys.
Oh,
So like there's nothing any more off-putting about
yeah.
one than the other. So I'm totally gonna keep both for the novelty of having two different ones here. And I'll crack it open and get you a little bit here.
What was the first release? Was the F? Camp Nelson F?
Um F. I don't remember if that was the first one, but I do remember that that was the
Sweet.
best one.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like when it came out, it was like, dude, get you a bottle of this.
Yeah.
So I'm still curious to try that one, but I probably never will.
Nice.
Never will.
So anyway, with Brian over here, we ended up sipping the sample they called Camp Nelson B. Before he got here, I poured him a little flight of Eagle Rare 10 versus non-chill filtered Weller 107 store pick versus Old Rip 10.
Nice.
So the old
you cracked the old Rip 10 now.
Yeah. So yeah, that was open for the sake of giving Brian a fun little blind here. And
so
then, of course,
I'm not going to mention what it is, but have you opened something for him?
Oh, wait, did I tell you about that?
I know you were looking for potentially outdoing what you had for him.
Oh, no. So what I ended up doing is I was able to procure a 13th Colony Double Oaked.
And you shared it with him today?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Baller.
Yeah, that was a Christmas gift.
Nice. Early Christmas, baby.
Yep.
What a baller. He deserves it.
Definitely.
All right, we're going long, which is okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm the only one who's been talking this whole time. What are you entry buzzing on, Cole?
I'm glad you asked. I'm entry buzzing on Found North Batch 9.
Nice.
And loving it.
Nice. I've got a little bit of the 13th Colony Double Oaked here in this Glen, so that's what I'm entry buzzing on.
Nice. We've been entry buzzing on a lot of things.
I know, and that's when that happens, I end up taking the entire intro segment. So thank you all for listening. Catch you next time on Chill Filtered's The Reentry Buzz.
All right. Speaking of a reentry buzz, I'm excited. If we have time after this, we're going to record the 10th episode of the season. But anyway, speaking of which, let's do. We don't have much of a history segment this week. This will be a first, where I haven't really prepped a history segment, and it's not an interview episode. But we're just going to talk a little bit about Found North, and then we're going to get into what we're drinking, which is the next release in the High Altitude Collection. But before we do any of that, let's take a quick walk break, and we'll see you guys on the other side. All right, we're back. As I mentioned prior to the break, I don't have much of a history segment this week. We've done 6 episodes thus far on, this is our 7th episode on Found North in just over a year. It was September 18th that we recorded. I guess it's a little over a year, but September 18th, we recorded batch 7. Our first, what do you call it? Our first High Altitude Collection was January 1st, which was the Chili's Awards from 2023. That was episode 287, where we did Found North Peregrine. And then we also did Helldiver, only 13 episodes later for episode 300. But we also did Helldiver, and we did batches 1 through 8. So with Nick Taylor, who's an absolute baller.
That was a 3-hour extravaganza, if I remember correctly.
Amazing. And so, yeah, there's not much to talk about in history. If you're not familiar with Found North is a company based in the U.S. that grabs only Canadian juice. And by juice, I mean distillate that is decently high aged from Canadian barrels, and they blend to a beautiful point of blending. They're getting better and better as time goes on too, which is the amazing thing about Found North. But they are honing in on the best kind of way to blend things, but also make them unique. They're not just going for like, okay, this worked last time, so we're going to continue that. What I love about Found North is that they are trying new things and trying to make new things work amazingly. I think my favorite batch, besides batch 1, and batch 3 was good. I think my favorite batch is batch 8 so far of the batches. But Peregrine and Helldiver are amazing things. But before we get into what we're drinking today, which has no name thus far, but I wanted to go over some of the. We recently put it out like an hour and a half ago. We recently put out our story on Instagram saying, "Hey, what do you think this next batch is going to be called?" And we now have 5 answers. So let's go through those answers. We got Madtown Marketer, Ben Klepzig. Ben Klepzig. Ooh, I like this. He said trumpeter after the swan because Ben understands that they don't just say that this is an eagle or a peregrine falcon or a loon. This is the cool name for that bird, or like at least not the exact name for the bird. So he says
deeper level
after the swan. Yeah. Marco and AZ says goshawk, lemongier.
It's a new one to me.
Or shikra. I'm into that. I don't know any of those birds.
Shikra?
He says lovebird or raven. I had no idea a raven was called a lovebird, but I'm into that.
Raven? That's cool. Yeah.
Or no, I guess it's not the same. Lovebird is separate from raven. He said or raven as opposed to like also known as raven. So
gotcha.
I'm into that. Raven would be cool.
Yeah, I know. Ravens are cool.
Yeah, dude, they're huge.
I know.
I realize that crows and ravens are different. They are different. Whiskey Shaman, shout out to that guy who's a recent Patreon subscriber. He said
most recent
blue heron.
Ooh.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, great blue heron, which is big where I grew up. I think it's big here too, but I don't see them as much as where I grew up in Philly. Those are big birds. One time I saw one poop as they were flying. It was nuts.
Giant poop.
Giant. It was like all liquid, but it was like this like thing floated down to the ground. It was crazy. And then Chill Filtered Podcast. Don't know them yet. I don't think they.
Who's that? Yeah, are they even Patreon subscribers?
I don't think so. Actually, they are. If we're being honest, they said red tail or red-tailed as opposed to just the red-tailed hawk.
Nice.
Which I'm putting my money on, listeners.
You know what?
It's announced.
I'm putting my money on. There's a new write-in.
A new write-in.
Breaking news. Chill Filtered Podcast 2 _BR.
Yeah.
My guess is Kingfisher. I think Kingfisher sounds awesome. Full disclosure, I asked Google Gemini what the coolest birds were, and birds. Kingfisher was on the list. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
I bet they're storky. Are they storky? Do you know what a kingfisher looks like?
Genuinely have no idea. But I bet they're really good at fishing.
With their king.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. You know what? Since there's no history, let us just say Found North also does single barrels sometimes.
Huh.
The Chill Filtered Found North single barrel. This is new news as of just yesterday. Our single barrel is bottled for sure.
Ooh.
Our single barrel is on its way or already at the wholesaler, who then Seal Box works with to distribute or whatever. I don't fully understand how that relationship works, but this episode comes out on Monday, December 9th, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 9th. So if you're listening to this and it's Monday, December 9th, or maybe Tuesday, and you still want a bottle of this thing, send us an Instagram message while you're listening to this, because it is down to the wire here for you to get your name in on this. And as we've said a million times, we are not on the hook. There's no pressure. It's just if you're not doing us any favors by buying any bottles. Yeah. But if you would like a bottle, please reach out on Instagram. We can get you on the pre-order list before it gets blasted to the rest of the nation.
Yeah. Yeah. Get you one. Cop you a Found North single barrel. All right. Now that we've covered the history of this segment, why don't we pour this out for the homies? So I assume, Brian, that you're on the page of we're going to pour out half this 100 milliliter sample and save the rest for a pool sample.
Yeah. If I'd been more on my game, I would have poured the pool sample first just to make sure I didn't overdo it. But let's see.
All right. Have you cracked it yet?
Oh, I literally just did.
Oh, well, I'll do the actual official crack. Oh, it's cracked, people.
Crack-a-lackin'.
Crack-a-lack.
Mine
Speaking of which,
might have
we'll have to
been
talk about
close.
that in another episode.
What'd you say?
The crack.
The
on
crack.
Another episode.
All right. Well, since I didn't give you crack ASMR, maybe I can give you pour ASMR.
Ooh,
All right,
glug,
listen
glug,
in.
glug, glug.
Listen real close here. You ready?
Yep. Ooh, that was ASMR-y.
Did it work? Did it actually work?
Mm-hmm.
Some good gluggage?
Gluggage on point.
Fantastic.
All right. I don't know what to expect of this. It's a 15-year. It's 123.2 proof. Here's the thing about the high altitude collection is they're not always like for batch 8, for example, they were going for that Madeira kind of like thing. I have no idea what's going to go into batch or to the new high altitude collection. I don't know what finish it is. We know nothing except for 15-year minimum and 123.2 proof. So let's find out.
That's it. And I hope I'm excited. If you're not on their mailing list, get on there.
I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits.
Boom, 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 boom. But for real though, join the mailing list. That is how you're going to find out first.
That's exactly how. Yeah, and how you can get on the lotteries, which increase your chances as long as you don't win as time goes on. Yeah.
Yes. So make sure that you don't win.
Yeah.
So that you have higher chances next time. That's exactly high priority.
Next time is always going to be better. That's the thing. They always get better.
For sure.
All right. Light cherry on the nose.
I like it. I like it. As soon as you said light, I was like waiting to see where you're going with this, because I agree that it's light in flavor. And again, I'm still nosing, but with the nose, you can tell there's going to be a lot of intensity here too. The classic Found North thick buttery stuff going on. While I'm just nosing this, I can tell that this is going to be a thick mouth coaty whiskey.
Nice.
It is a little heavier on the brown sugary, like deep dark stuff on the nose for me.
I could see you going either way, actually, for me, on the brown sugar versus white sugar. It's sweet, but it's not too, I don't know if it's going to be overwhelmingly alcohol vapor or alcohol like taste, but they always do a great job at Found North. So I imagine it will not be that. But on the nose, I'm like, who knows what'll, take over? Will it be the sugar, the sweet, or the alcohol? But it's always the sugar, sweet, and deliciousness, at least the flavor as opposed to the alcohol.
Yeah, right. Or being a Canadian whiskey, who knows what could take over? It could be, like a peachy, light, bright fruit thing. But I say peachy on purpose because before I take my first sip here, what is in my mind right now is like a peach pie. Like I do get a lot of fruit here, but I do get a lot of deep, dark brown sugar stuff going on. It totally reminds me of just a syrupy peach pie from Thanksgiving.
Yeah. This is actually first sip. This isn't the full review yet. First sip, not even second sip yet. I am getting light is not the word. Bright is the word. This is the most bright Found North in my recollection since at least earlier batches. This is much more less dense brown sugary than some of the recent batches I've had. But that's just me.
My brain is exploding over here. My eyes are like dinner plates if you're not watching on YouTube.
They are.
This is, I think, I think that this is the most mouth wicking, moisture wicking, old oaky whiskey that Found North has put out yet. This had just tons and tons of old oak where it was just extracting the moisture from my mouth. And like, I'm not used to that. I'm used to juicy, bright fruit sugars from Found North. But this had more oaky old oaky, moisture wicking oaky than I've had from Found North, I think, ever.
I got to go back to my batch 9 to get a glimpse at the differences here. But nothing thus far on the palate. I've only had 2 sips thus far. Nothing is like super standing out yet in terms of flavor notes.
So I agree, because it's all kind of muddling together in the deep, dark earthiness. You remember the analogy of Peregrine is like the angel and Helldiver is like the devil. This, I feel like this might be more devilly than Helldiver. And Helldiver, if I remember correctly, was devilly in the sense that it was like a deeper red fruit. But this, to me, whatever this is called, is even deeper, darker than Helldiver, because it has transcended any sort of fruitiness that comes to mind when you sip it. And it's all the way burrowed inside the wood of the barrel. It's full oaky for me. And there's a little bit of the Canadian rye kind of apricot stuff going on, just a little bit of the peach in the peach pie. But for me, it is all cinnamon, oaky, barrel wood sugars.
So I agree with the oakiness, but it's not overwhelming either. And you know me, listeners, I don't love overly oaky things. This is in no way unenjoyable. This is enjoyable. I did just add water, just a few drops to this little amount right here.
Nice. I just split mine.
Nice.
So that I could put an ice cube in a non-water tainted whiskey here.
Nice.
So I'm doing, looks like it was 3 drops in approximately this much.
Okay. No.
Very scientific.
It is. I'm not getting as much apricot-y as you're talking about, or as you're bringing up. I don't know what I'm getting here.
I was going to say, what are you getting?
No, I don't even know. This is a hard one. It's a hard one to nail down. It is enjoyable. It is actually really good.
What if I just had you focus on the idea of baking spices? Where are you at? Where are you at if you think about baking spices while you're sipping this? Because
it's not cinnamon. It's not
it's
nutmeg.
more. It's to me,
buttery,
it's more
if
about
anything.
spices. Yeah,
really?
Buttery for sure.
It's a hard one. Yeah, it's not cinnamon. It's not nutmeg. It's not cloves or anything like that. If anything, it's like coriander. If you're familiar, listeners. Yeah.
Is that the black licorice one?
No, that's anise. Star anise.
Ah.
I'm not getting black licorice either. Are you?
No. No. No, I just wasn't sure what coriander was.
Yeah. I'll be honest. This is not my favorite. It's not bad. This is just one of the lower of the best Found Norths I've had. And I hate to say it, we love Found North. That being said, it's going to score well, and it's a good whiskey. But having drankited batch 9 as my entry buzz, which isn't even my favorite batch. Batch 9 outshines this one.
So tell me what you get out of your more favorite Found North batches, and tell me why that doesn't apply here.
Yeah, so that's a great point, because this is, it really comes down to preference here. What I love about some of the later batches of Found North, excluding batch 10, which is amazing for the record, but what I love about 7, 8, and 9 is that they're all kind of juicy and sweet and grapey to an extent and sour to an extent. Like batch 8 is my favorite batch. Besides batch 1, I loved batch 1, and batch 3 was dope. But batch 8 was kind of my favorite of the recent batches. This is very good. But it's hard because I think really what it comes down to of my appreciation of Found North is like, I don't know where they're going here. And this is one of my hardest episodes in terms of narrowing down the notes I'm getting on this. And I love when you get a note that's like, oh, this is Peachios, or this is sour grapes, or this is, you can pick out these notes. Like this is like butterscotch or something like that. It's hard for me to even nail this one down. That being said, it's worth buying. I mean, I'm sure they're selling this for like 110 or ish. It's worth it.
It's a high altitude. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 150 to 175. Okay. We'll see. But
yeah. I like it. In fact, I love it. But I think what really turns me off is like, I don't know what this is.
So, and you're not letting your emotions take over here in your saying that you love it, right? Because like it's easy.
This doesn't break a 9 for me, to be honest.
We love Found North.
Yeah.
Everyone knows we love Found North.
Yeah.
But it's okay to not love this.
Yeah.
For you.
And that being said, I'll be very honest in saying this doesn't break a hubbard of what for me.
Yeah.
9.0.
So I am going to sip this real quick. So I'm going to leave this short of what I'm about to say. But I get what you mean. Like I feel like I get what you feel, because I believe this to be the largest departure from Canadian whiskey that I've ever had from Found North. Found North usually remains in the Canadian whiskey territory by either being ultra buttery 23-year corn component stuff, or rye, candy rye, Canadian rye stuff. This doesn't tick any of those boxes, and so I believe this is the furthest departure from Found North's products to date. That being said, I've really friggin' liked it so far. I'm not going to explain why yet, because my ice is practically melted, so I'm going to sip this right now.
Me too. Yeah, I'm getting a half ice right now. Let's give it the old sniff and sip. Man, I'm like, I wouldn't drive right now. I've drank a lot of whiskey already.
Oh man,
my entry buzz was strong.
Did Brian Duncan come hang out with you too before this episode?
Dude, as he should have. Dude, if Brian Duncan's ever in Richmond, Virginia, he's staying at my house.
Yeah, y'all are gonna finish a BTAC bottle if he comes over for sure. So with ice on the nose, it maintains its butteriness. It maintains its oakiness.
I agree.
But that's about it.
That's about it.
It is.
I agree.
Only buttery, oaky, barely into brown sugar territory, and that's it. There's no fruit left on the nose at all with this. And on the sip, I got just a very, very sugary, even with an entire ice cube melted in here, an entire ice cube the size of the tip of my thumb melted in this. It still remains very buttery, and it still remains quite viscous. But there's no fruit left over at all. It is entirely in the earthy, oaky, nutty territory.
You know what got me really excited just now?
When I said nutty?
No. It is the thought of asking Nick Taylor why he loves this. Not that like he shouldn't love this. It is good. But I am sad now that we mention it, that like we're drinking this high altitude collection first. No, I guess not first altitude collection, but without him. because I love the story behind it. And I think I'd still rate this one. We don't rate episodes when the, person from the company or distillery is with us. But I am so intrigued by what he thought of this one and why he chose this one, because that like makes it even better usually.
Right.
I agree. It's oaky, it's buttery, it's there, it's amazing. But I struggle, to be honest, with this one. I don't know what the direction is, and I think I would hopefully rate it the same without a verbal direction for this one. But I would love to know why he went this way for this batch or this collection.
Because this has the Nick Taylor stamp of approval on it, like it has to.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, oh, it's a little good with ice. It's a little good. No, it's great with ice.
What changed?
Just the sweetness. It picked up a little bit with ice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And it's not bad, I think. And that's the thing. It's like some whiskeys in general will get worse with ice. This one improved with ice for me. Ice is first on this batch. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Ice number one. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you get much of a difference between water and neat? Because for me, like the water and neat differential was hardly anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It all stayed in the same realm of less fruit and more focused on baking spices the whole time, even with ice too, for me.
Yeah. No, this is the different one, is the ice pour.
I agree. And yeah, it would be really fun to ask about this. And because remember when we did an episode on Del Bach
Frontier
rye? No, the rye.
The Sentinel. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you specifically pointed out, like this batch is a departure.
Yeah.
And it turned out that like Mark said that like, yeah, this was actually younger stock from MGP that we used. It would be interesting to see, if there was a purposeful departure from the classic Found North core values.
Yeah.
And not that it was making any concessions necessarily.
Totally.
Because you've alluded to your rating. I'll allude to my rating too. I'm gonna rate this very well. I'm gonna, because I love the earthy, I love the brown sugar stuff going on here, because I typically like hugely flavorful American whiskeys better than you do typically. So I'm gonna, anyway, to allude to my rating, I'm gonna rate this pretty highly, but this is a departure from what I feel like Found North usually is, but it's a departure that I still like a lot. It'd be really interesting to see, like you said, what Nick would say. If Nick also agrees that this is a departure, or if he thinks that we're just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's tasted more whiskeys probably than we have.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I've lost count at this point. I know I've tasted at least 1,000 whiskeys.
That's crazy. I haven't even kept count. I don't even know.
I counted one time in like 2017, 400, and that was 7 years ago. So I stopped counting a little bit after that. Yeah. So, yeah, I love this. I don't, I love this, but it doesn't, I'll be completely honest.
Please don't hold back.
This is
an
8.7 to me. This is good, potentially great. I'm gonna give it a letter score, which is B+. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. This is one of my least favorite Found Norths ever. But that being said, Found North is always good. So I don't want people to be like, Cole hates this one. No, I don't hate this. It is just comparatively to the rest of the collection, this is one of the lower ones for me.
What is it particularly that the better ones have that this one doesn't for you?
I think the two things is you look at like the Madeira finished or the Ruby Port finished or something like that, and they are good. They are sweet. They are rich. This one isn't rich to me, and that's one of the things is that I wish this were a little more rich. And I don't know if they did a finishing process on this one. And if they did, I'm very curious to what it is. But that being said, I'm going to go 8.8. I think I said earlier. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I should have thought of this before now, and I'm totally stalling right now. Um,
So
so I'm gonna work my way up from the bottom. The
okay.
bottom
Okay.
being, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna score this over like a B minus.
Yeah.
B minus, more pros than cons, has positive mineral features. Yeah, it totally has
Yeah.
positive memorable features. It
Totally.
clearly stands out for me that is over a B. I believe this is very good, which is an A, that it is
Hmm.
extremely solid. It's well rounded. I can't make any substantial negative comment about this because
Uh,
to me, there's nothing youthy about this. There's
totally.
nothing astringent about this. There's
Hmm.
nothing negative at all that makes me like go after I take a
Yeah.
sip at all.
Hmm.
So for me, this is like okay, I'm not gonna put this as A plus. So
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna stick with A, which is that
Nice.
extremely solid, well-rounded category.
Uh,
I love deep brown sugar, wood sugars stuff.
nice.
And I feel like that's exactly where this lands. This I can't believe this is a Canadian whiskey.
Yeah.
Similarly to how I
Great
explained
Canadian
earlier,
whiskey.
how I believe this is a departure from what normal Found North stuff is. Normal Found North stuff, Canadian whiskey, like a rye or like sweet buttery corn. This is way more focused on wood
Hmm.
sugars, way more focused on earthy, deep wood notes. This is the devil that they advertised Helldiver would be,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
Helldiver was more focused on like a jammy raspberry note. This isn't focused on fruit at all, and it completely
Hmm.
forgets fruit and goes
It does.
all the way to, it goes all the way to the ground. It goes
Yeah.
all the way to earthy for me. But personally, I really like that. I love earthy
That's
tobacco
cool.
notes. So I'm going to leave this as a solid A. Like I
Nice.
contemplated going A plus, but I'm going to leave it A.
I
It's
like that.
buttery, earthy. I think it's delicious.
Nice. And that's the thing is that I much prefer fruity. I much prefer white sugar, potentially brown sugar, but mostly white sugar. And I think that's one of the cool things about this podcast is getting the split here, which doesn't always happen, which is cool when we agree, but I think we disagree here. I'll be honest. Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. We've talked about our ratings. Go buy yourself one. If you're not on, if they haven't announced it yet, go on foundnorth.com or I don't even know what their website
Yeah,
is.
I know, right? We should probably
Found,
know this, Cole.
found,
Google
nope,
search
wrong,
Found
found
North
north,
Whiskey. Hell, if you probably
foundnorthwhiskey.com with it without an E. And they are going to and hop on their like immediately hop on their newsletter and you will get yourself an opportunity to buy batch or this specific batch, which is probably going to be called red tailed. Um, and it's going to be worth it. Good
Yeah,
stuff. What did I say? A B plus?
I don't remember, but you're in the
Let's say
B's.
B
That's
plus.
fine. It's
Yeah,
whatever. We can agree to
but
disagree. One of
agree
us
to
is wrong. It's all
disagree.
right. Who
Yeah,
knows? Either one of us could be wrong.
yeah. But now that we've talked about our ratings, let's talk about the next segment of our show. A segment that we like to call Whiskey World News.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the not reentry buzz. This is the Whiskey World News.
Whiskey World News.
Oh, whew, close one. All right, Whiskey World News. We are today looking at the Whisky Advocate's top 20 whiskey list
this. What a
of
great
2024.
article.
Now now you have no idea, I assume.
Never read it. Never read it.
You have no idea what I'm about to say. I am going to tell you what the top 20 whiskeys are of the Whisky Advocate.
And I put them in order.
Yeah.
No.
We're just going to take the time. You're going to shuffle them all around. I'm going to tell you what it is, and you're either going to say yes, as in like, I totally agree. I can totally see why it's here on this list.
Yeah.
You can say maybe, but don't say too many maybes. Or you could say no, like... Yeah. No way. Like they had to pay their way onto this list. No way. No. All right. You ready?
Yes.
And like, I didn't look too much into this too. So, cause I kind of wanted to be surprised myself a little bit. So number 20, we got the Westland Wine Cask Finish whiskey.
So I determined if it was actually on the list or not.
How worthy do you believe this to be?
I bet it's good.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Like Westland does some good stuff. So I totally agree. Mm-hmm. All right. Starward 3-year 100 proof. 19.
3-year 100 proof.
Number 19.
I bet it's good, but I don't know about best of the year, top 20 of the year.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Bushmills 10-year private reserve Bordeaux cask.
I love Irish whiskey. I love 10-year Irish whiskey. But I also think even a Bordeaux cask, which I love, don't get me wrong, Green Spot Bordeaux Chateau Léoville-Barton is amazing. Okay. So I'm kind of on the fence there. Okay. I'm going to say it's amazing, actually. I originally said no, but yeah.
Admittedly, I was very suspect to that one, but the fact that you called out that Green Spot.
Léoville-Barton, Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, we got the number 17. You ready for this? Okay. Virginia Distillery Company Brewers Coalition Hardywood Gingerbread Stout Cask. Number 17 whiskey of the year.
BS. Because don't get me wrong, I live in Virginia. I went to Hardywood 2 weeks ago, the brewery, and it is good stuff. But I don't know about top 20 of the year for a single malt that was finished in the gingerbread cask finished stuff.
I know, right?
I'm gonna say I would love to try it, but I don't know if it's good. Yeah,
I would also love to try it. Yeah. Number 16, Redbreast Missouri Oak Edition.
I heard good things about this one. I don't know. Did you try this? I tasted the 18-year, but I don't know if I had the Missouri Oak one.
That's
which shout out to don't tell me his name. Don't tell me.
You got this.
This was not a Wayne.
Starts with I did see Wayne today, by the way. He was at the Fry's events.
Oh, cool.
Oh my gosh. So Wayne was on vacation recently. He was in like Hawaii. And he was catching up on our podcast episodes on the beach. And he texted me like a picture from the beach. And he was like, hey, thanks for the shout out today. I'm here on this beach right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So great. Starts with an R.
Oh, Rob. Yeah.
Rob.
Rob brought it. Rob. No, that was... I tried the 18-year. I was a little let down with the 18-year, but I heard the Missouri Oak was really good.
That's what I heard too.
So I imagine it should have been on that list.
Yep, totally agree. Yeah. Next up, we got Compass Box Crimson. I said Crimson because that's what a street around here is called.
Oh, cool.
Crimson Cask. This is, I believe, like a sherry cask finish. Compass Box.
Okay, so number 15. I normally would say maybe it's worth it, but we tried that experimental grain recently on the reentry buzz, and it was amazing. So Compass Box gets a few more points. I guess I'm willing to believe it.
Yep. And to be clear, it was Oloroso cask finish Compass Box. Number 14, we got the 2XO Kiowa blend. I'm just guessing how that's pronounced. KIA, like Kia, like the car, and then WAH. Wah 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 wah.
Kiowa. What's it about?
Named for the Carolinas Kiowa Island, a special place to blah blah blah. This has a luscious nose of gingerbread, spearmint, cigar leaf, and chai spices. The palate stays coarse, introducing cola, sweet tea, raisins, maplewood, and syrupy raspberries. Yeah, I'm sure it does. That's all I'm going to say
Who made
about
it?
this. 2XO.
Somewhat BS on that one. I don't know, but it
couldn't agree more. Number 13, Knob Creek Bourbon Brew Rye blend. Knob Creek.
Not BS.
Yeah, I bet that's all right. I bet that's totally all right.
We tried it, didn't we?
No, well, it's in the pool, I believe.
I think we did an episode on the Brew Rye.
No way. The proof is 113. Oh, yeah. Please look. The proof is 113. There's no age statement. It's a Knob Creek Brew Rye. It's on the shelves, permastocked. It's not allocated or anything. Okay.
We just did the rye. We didn't do the Brew Rye.
So, yeah. There we go. I thought so. Number 12, Angel's Envy Cask Strength Port Wine finished.
BS. Don't think it's as good as people say it is.
Number 11, Ardbeg Spectacular.
Sold.
I know.
Haven't had it, but it's Ardbeg, and they nail everything they do.
Totally agree. I'm sure it's great. Number 10, Bernheim Barrel Proof Wheated Batch A224.
We've had that one, and I think it's BS as well.
Yeah, I know. It's like just barely BS because I know it's good, and I know it's totally
not top 20 of the year.
Yeah, right. It's totally worth the money.
Yeah,
but like if they were to advertise that this list is like, is it worth the money? Then I'd agree on it. Number 9, Wild Turkey 8-year Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary. Did you get to try this while you were here?
No, never have. But I also think this is a little bit BS.
Yeah, totally agree. It's okay.
Yeah.
Number 8, Glenmorangie 16-year The Nectar.
Slightly BS, maybe legit. Yeah,
totally agree. The weird thing for me, like this is totally a personal sentiment, but like I believe that Glenmorangie would pay for advertisement like this.
Yeah, they're big. They're big.
But send us samples.
This is Breaking Bourbon, right?
No, this is Whisky Advocate.
Oh yeah, they're sold out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is the magazine. Yes.
Yeah.
Still Austin 5-year-old bottled in bond red corn as number 7.
I am taking a guess here. Never had it, but I think it's BS. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go mildly BS. I think their stuff is pretty good, but maybe not like number 7. Yeah. Number 6, Booker's Springfield batch.
No, sorry. I love Jim Beam Distillery, but this is a little BS to me.
Yep. Number 5, Heaven Hill Grained Glass. It's the blue label, the bourbon. It's not even the rye. It's not even the wheated, which everyone friggin' raved about the wheated.
Oh, really?
It's just the blue label that's here as number 5.
Yes, sadly.
Definitely BS.
Bologna sandwiches.
Bologna sandwich. Number 4, Bardstown Bourbon Company Amroot finish.
If this is as good as they say it is, I see them at the ABC stores near me, and I'm sadly going to go BS here because I still see it on the shelf.
Yeah, it looks like it's 2 different MGP ryes, one at 95% rye, one at 51% rye. The 2 MGP ryes. 8-year, 9-year. They finished for 18 months in Amroot Indian single malt casks. Nice. Like, I'm sure it's good and all, but like, yeah. Number 3, Lagavulin 12-year Ink of Legends. It's that release from Diageo. I don't see it.
Here's the thing, is that I love a good Isla whiskey, but I don't think that's top 5. Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. But now we're moving on to the top 2. All right. Here are the top 2. I'm excited for this.
Okay.
Number 2 is Bruichladdich 18-year-old. Who you and I tried this at the bar with.
That's right.
What's
Mike.
What's your buddy's name?
Oh wait, who are we talking about? Oh
You're
no, yeah,
in Virginia.
Floyd, baby.
Yes.
We tried an 18-year Bruichladdich.
Yes, we did, because
No.
I was like, I have to try this. I've been really
Totally.
curious about this. I want to try this, and I thought it was friggin' delicious.
Yeah.
Like,
This
we've
is
talked
on
about
the fence here for me.
Yeah.
Go
Of
ahead.
all the whiskeys we've talked about, this one is easily number one of like,
Nice.
yes, absolutely. I've even tried this. I know that it's delicious. So Bruichladdich 18-year, highly
But
recommend.
number 2 of the year, maybe.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's my thought.
This is from Whisky Advocate after all. But now it's really got me thinking about number 1.
Okay.
Number 1 of the year is Laphroaig Elements 2.0 cask strength. Have you heard of this?
No, but I'm curious, and maybe I can find it somehow.
I'm curious too, and I even searched Total Wine. It's in stock right down the street right now.
Really?
But, so to be clear, this is the Whisky Advocate magazine.
Yeah.
Number 1 whiskey of the year. They say that fermentation period lasting 5 days, twice the normal length, blah blah blah. Smoky, maritime, medicinal notes are all present, but there's mainly a lasting impression of gentle balance with fruit flavors: baked peach, orange, green apple, pear, and apricot. They're just naming all the fruits at this point, as well as creme brulee sweetness, all wrapped in salty, peaty smoke. So the thing that really hit me about this is they really wanted to hammer in fruit notes when they wrote this article. And so the idea of having a Laphroaig that was going to have the salinity and the peat smoke, but also have a healthy balance of fruit notes also, it's got me curious. It's like 170, 175 at the Total Wine down the street right now.
Yeah. We'll see.
So I'll think about it.
You should get it. How much is it? 125?
170 something. Yeah, we'll see.
Did they pay?
I know, right? Yeah. Would they like an episode about it?
Yeah, we should reach out to Laphroaig.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, what's up, Laphroaig? It's your boy Brian from Chill.
Yo, Rob. No, I'm kidding. I would appreciate
all right,
that.
That's it though. Whiskey World News complete. All
right.
What whiskey would you choose?
That's a good question.
All right, I'm on the show notes tab. I'm clicking over to the right thing. Here we go. What whiskey would you rather get from your secret sampler is what we asked our Instagram followers. And do you know the results?
I do. I'm looking at them right now.
Okay, so turns out our listeners would rather receive something awesome like Eagle Rare 17, 92% versus 8% something regional or weird like Floki. And
suck it.
Would you like to know who my number 1 saving grace was?
Who was it?
It was the Whiskey Shaman.
Hey.
Shout out to the Whiskey Shaman. Thank you for being the one person to agree with me. I know, right? Keeping this a complete shutout here. Thank you so much. But we got some write-ins from some people here. So from the Bourbon Stories up front on Instagram, they are wishing for some Double Eagle Very Rare.
Yeah.
So if you, dear listener, have a Double Eagle Very Rare and you'd like to participate in our secret sampler, so we got a write-in from Paul Clarkson too. He said William LaRue Weller. That's good. That's good.
Good answer.
Whiskey Shaman also wrote in. He said, my own commercially produced whiskey. Yes.
Send it to him.
I know. Yeah, we would all like that. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Madtown marketer Ben Klepsik, he says Bruichladdich Black Art. Very cool. Very cool. I've had the fortunate ability to try this before, and it truly is delicious. It's delicious, and it's actually your drinking buddy on YouTube. He's a self-proclaimed Scotch hater, American whiskey only.
He liked it.
He legitimately liked the Black Art. Yeah, very good, very good. Marco and AZ wrote in. He says Russell's 15, hoping for that Russell's 15 action.
It's doable.
And bro Broaska Testuasa, he wrote in, he said, Eagle Rare 17 or George T. Stagg, either one of those Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Cole, I did not write down
I didn't even
what
think of
whiskey
it
would you choose for next week. This is
so
my
here
job.
It is. I got it. We're drinking something special next week. We are drinking a bottle of the current 2024 Antique Collection, and by bottle I mean 2 bottles or 2 pours. We'll get to that in a moment. But out of the 2024 Antique Collection, what would you like to try the most?
Ooh. The most intriguing whiskey of the 2024 Antique Collection. Oh, man. So
you've already tried one of them. Maybe 2
I've
of them.
already tried 2 of them. So, all right, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
What is my most intriguing whiskey of the 2024 Antique Collection? That would be Eagle Rare 17. I would particularly like to know how well this year's Eagle Rare 17 matches up against last year's 19-year Eagle Rare 17. Yeah, that's right. Last year's Eagle Rare 17 was 19 years age.
So was the 2014 for the record.
13. Or sorry, 2023.
Oh, what? Yeah, 2023. But also the 2014 was a 19-year. It just wasn't as old.
Thank you. That is what you said. I've had a bit to drink. Thank you very much.
No, you're good. I'm gonna go William LaRue Weller here. Buffalo Trace Sazerac says that this is the one of the year, is the William LaRue Weller of 2024.
And so now I said Eagle Rare 17, and now you said William LaRue Weller. So what are we drinking next week?
Oh, I'll tell you. We got from Sazerac, everyone.
If you heard those
William
bottles
LaRue Weller. And we recently just got a sample of Eagle Rare 17. It looks half filled, and that's for a reason, because Brian was sent the other half. We'll talk about it next week, but next week we are drinking both of these of our excited amounts of each one. Shout out to Sazerac. They got some great people over there that are willing to send some good stuff. So we're excited to drink that. And then after that will be the Christmas episode. Yeah.
Oh, do we know what we're drinking on the Christmas episode?
I sure have a lot of Liquid Ministry samples right here. One says Pappy 20. One says Van Winkle Reserve Rye. And the other one says Pappy 15. All of the 2024 vintage.
Yeah, and Cole's gonna butt chug them all.
Butt chug into my mouth.
Actually, sorry, which Brian is a baller? I didn't quite hear you.
Brian Rapp is a baller, as well as Brian Duncan.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Brian Rapp is a baller. So we're excited for next week. We're excited for the 2 weeks to come.
I know. Yeah, we got some big plans coming up, so stay tuned. Thank you, everybody.
And I'm just gonna rep it real quick. If you are wanting to be a part of our drawing for special bottles, including Elmer T. Lee, Found North Batch 10. What was it?
Yes,
Found North
or 8.
Batch 8. If you're willing to get into the runnings of Yamazaki 12 or Weller 12, hit us up on Instagram if you want our addresses, because we put you in the runnings for a fun gift. And we need those gifts by what I say, the 16th?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometime soon. Just get them in the mail in the next couple days.
Put them on Amazon.
Anything, dude.
Runnings.
Anything. Send us your favorite paper clips from your kitchen drawer. It counts.
You won't get the best of the year, but you'll be in the runnings for the random gift. So, perfect. And then if we get 5 or 7, respectively, there will be a what was yours again for the 5?
Weller 12.
Okay, what was the before Weller 12 then?
Stag 23C.
Stag, that's right. And then if we get the 7 gifts a pop, we will get to Colonel H. Taylor Straight Rye. So it's not too late. Get on it now. Any other thoughts, Brian?
Before we no, sir. Extra special thank you shout out to Found North. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for including us in this distribution. We really appreciate the opportunity to
We love those
review,
guys.
and I just love being able to try everything you've got.
Amazing.
So much.
And dude, Found North has done so much for us already. So we're so grateful. Thank you, Found North. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you,
Chris.
Phil. And thank you, Chris. Yep. So you guys are great. Keep it up over there at Found North. And I hope that they know how much we appreciate them.
Well, I hope that Found North Batch 11 still hits me on the same level as all these. Man, I love it so much.
I hope that we can have Nick Taylor on for Batch 11.
I hope so too. I hope I can. Wait, there was a Nick Taylor question I had in here. I hope that I have the opportunity to ask Nick Taylor why Found North Whiskey's location on Google Maps is way off the coast west of Seattle.
That's interesting. I hope we can find that out too. But most of all, listeners, viewers, all our good friends, we hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. It was nuts.
Giant poop.
Giant. It was like all liquid, but it was like this like thing that floated down to the ground. It was crazy.